Some people in life have big dreams and big aspirations. You know, they sit as a child and they dream about traveling the world or achieving things greater than the circumstances that they're living in. Many of us have done that. Some of us achieve those dreams. Some of us don't. But when we get to the places where we begin to achieve our dreams, some of us become icons. Some of us become very loved amongst the masses. But some of us also become very power hungry. And we become tyrants amongst our people. We become very judgmental, knowing that we come from the same places that some of the people striving to achieve those same dreams come from. And we look down upon them. We begin to take advantage of them. We begin to steal resources for our own personal gain. We become drunk with power. That's a lot of us. That's a lot of people in positions around the world. That's a lot of people in high positions in cities across America. And one of these people that I'm speaking about today will be somebody like a Tiffany Henyard. Somebody that doesn't have that doesn't come from a less than stellar background, had a criminal record. And with her criminal record, she was able to defy the odds and gain the trust of the people. And the people trusted her so much that they not only allowed her to be mayor of the city of Dalton, but also run the whole township, where she received a six-figure salary. And this came from a woman that come from not a very high educational background. She had a criminal record, but she gained the love and the trust of the people because she had big dreams and aspirations, like many of us do. But when she got into those positions, she had a choice whether she can go left or right. She can become a cultural icon for black people and black women, or she can become a tyrant amongst her people. And she became who she always was deep down inside. She became that manipulative tyrant. And now the whole city and township is against her. She's in the tabloids all over the world. Everybody's speaking about this woman, Tiffany Henyard, and all the shenanigans in the dog and pony show that's going on in Dalton Township. Let's check out some of the things that people are disgruntled with and some of the atrocious things that she's done since she's been elected into office. Check this out.
We pay rapists with our tax dollars in Dalton. We pay rapists with tax dollars in Dalton.
Frustration growing in South suburban Dalton after a Fox 32 investigation uncovers a registered child offender was recently put on the payroll.
Now some residents are calling for the mayor's resignation.
Dane Placco first broke the story and reports the pressure is building at Village Hall.
We want transparency.
About 20 Dalton residents and a couple trustees protest outside Village Hall today, furious after a Fox 32 investigation found this registered child offender on the public payroll.
A offender, you don't give them carte blanche to go into different people's homes.
46-year-old Lavell Redman is close friends with Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who in September hired Redman as a code enforcement officer without the village board's approval. Redman served 25 years in prison for the brutal gang rape and beating of two young teenage girls in the 1990s and was arrested and charged after our first story aired for violating the reporting requirements of the offender registry. But Mayor Henyard says her friend deserves a second chance, infuriating a number of Dalton residents.
Dalton is going to go down if these people are, they just need to get out of office as a whole.
You'd like to see them?
They need a recall on the mayor.
Fox 32 has also obtained this cell phone video showing Redman interacting with the mayor and little children at a back-to-school event in Dalton. Notice the badge on his waist.
I think it's deplorable that you've hired a person that has the history that he does, and you've given him a badge and a car to roam our village.
The protesters are also calling for the departure of former Cook County Circuit Court Clerk Dorothy Brown, whom Henyard hired as a village administrator, making $100,000 a year, despite numerous scandals and an ongoing federal investigation into bribery under her county tenure.
Dorothy Brown needs to go back to the city of Chicago. Dorothy Brown is bringing Dorothy Brown tactics out here in the village.
A spokesperson for Henyard says the mayor has no comment about the calls for her resignation and no intentions on dumping the registered child offender from the village payroll. In Dalton, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
So she hired Lavell Redman, who is a registered sex SA offender. He went to jail for 25 years for brutally raping or doing what, to two young girls. She said this guy deserved a second chance, and she brought him into office during this woman's tenure. This guy did 25 years. She also brought in the other woman, Dorothy, that has a background for stealing in Chicago. And the people were very disgruntled. But she brought these people in and gave them high positions. And everybody was wondering when they did the background check on Mr. Redman, they were saying, you're a mother with a daughter. How could you bring this guy in knowing what his background was? Yeah, he can get a job, but maybe he shouldn't have a job where he's wearing a badge and he's going into residents' homes when he's a registered SA offender. And all she did was shut it down. She shut it down. And again, her former chief of staff spoke about Tiffany Henyard. Let's check out what she had to say. Check this out.
So I'm learning that in my 10 months as chief of staff / PR, that this mayor is the most vindictive, manipulative, self-righteous individual I have ever met in my life. Her administrator, let me be real clear, Keith D. Freeman, is even worse. I had proof that they told us to not come to the board meeting for the trustees. I had proof. He emailed us and said, if we came to the board meeting, because the board meeting was slipped and mixed, we would be fired immediately. He went into my email and wiped it. He went into my email and wiped it. I only had, when I quit, 20 emails between the two of us. And if I'm the chief of staff and he the village administrator, we talk a lot, right? He wiped it. He came in and said, I need to get rid of the communications director, the former communications director. I said, you might not want to do that because he's good at what he do. Guess what? He went and told him, I'm gonna bring somebody else over you. This person has zero experience. He didn't even know how to work a Zoom. He didn't even know how to send an email. He don't know how to make a flyer. He don't know how to do anything relating to communications, but I'm gonna make him over you. This man who's quite literally a college level professor. Of course he quit. But then guess what? Keith Freeman went and told HR, send him home now. So the next board meeting come up. Now everybody's being muted because the guy he got don't know what the hell he doing. So I had to step in. And then Keith also told us to mute everybody off of Facebook. Any negative comments, delete them, block them, get rid of them. Delete them, block them, because she don't want to hear it. It's not about you. Rule of thumb when it comes to marketing, 101, who are you marketing to? The consumer. You may not like them shoes, and you sell her some. But guess what? At the end of the day, it ain't about you and what you like, right? It's about what she like because you're trying to appease to your residents, your consumers, the people who vote for you. So this is stuff I'm telling Tiffany, right? And that's just the first part. Now, things I've seen, I can confirm that she and he told us to hold the warrant list from the trustees. You know why? She said, because we are at war, and how do we give our opponent resources to help them? War? And I'm saying this in front on camera, recorded, said she said it. I was going to oath. War. We are at war. I can't give them anything to help them.
Well, see, it gets even crazier because her former chief of staff, who resigned due to harassment, she wasn't finished with Tiffany Henyard. Let's check out and see what she had to say about the situation with Mr. Redman and how Tiffany Henyard lied to her. And also, we're now finding out that Mr. Redman was clapping them cheeks. And that's how he was able to get into position to finesse his way in the office. He clapped them cheeks so good, she said, man, I got to give you a job. Despite your the things you have in your past, man, I got to give you a job. Check this out.
First and foremost, Lavell. I'm sorry. The person that was arrested for the background of sexual offense. She told me that she didn't know. Keep in mind, I'm PR and I'm the chief of staff. I need to know the truth, because how can I help you if you don't tell me, of all people, the truth? She told me, she said, I didn't know he had a background. She said, I didn't know. I can't believe he did this to me. I didn't know he had a background, because I was watching the board meeting that day. And in that same board meeting, she added me on the agenda to vote me in as a contractor. Whole time, I work there. I'm at work. I'm on the clock. I am a W-2 employee, so why am I on the agenda? But whatever. And I noticed that she introduced the other people this same board meeting, the chief of staff who was quitting, and the media guy. And I'm like, but I'm here. I'm an employee. Why am I on the agenda to be voted on? But okay, this is interesting. Back to the person. I saw it come up in the comment section on YouTube, so the next day I pulled him and I pulled Tiffany in the office. I said, y'all got 48 hours before this place is swarmed with media. I need to know what happened. She said, I didn't know. He looked at her kind of funny, but he didn't open his mouth. Later, I found out not only she knew, she was his friend.
So I would say in closing that life is about choices. You can go either to the right or you can go to the left. It's up to you. You can't let your past dictate your circumstances going forward in life. You have to learn from your past and make the decision that you want to be better, do better, live better. That's all up to you. That's all up to you. Tiffany Henyard gained the trust of the people, and the people of all colors voted her in and trusted her. She was young, energetic, and they wanted a young person, and they also wanted a woman in position of power. And she had the chance and the ability to show that she was capable of becoming an icon, of becoming somebody that people can count on to, or of becoming a great leader. And she chose to go the other way. She chose to be vindictive and manipulative. She chose to be something that our ancestors didn't stand for. We came a long way to get in positions of power, and we put the wrong person in there. Tiffany Henyard is bad for Dalton and bad for the image of black people. And we must get rid of Tiffany Henyard, and people, men and women, that think and act like Tiffany Henyard. They got to go. We got to get back to some form of decency. But I'm going to cut this video short here. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to Street Media TV. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.